can't hold me down. Yeah, how you like me now? Hey, hey. Can I been blowing up, growing up, going up, hit him on the right hook, left foot. I ain't scared of the man, I'm not shook. I've been running this drum and it's my book. Going up, going up, going up, going up, yeah. Going up, going up, going up, going up, yeah. Going up, going up, going up, going up, yeah.
Girl, you flying ghetto with them brand new high heels stiletto. Girl, you flying ghetto. Girl, you flying. fly and ghetto with them brand new.
Tommy boxes, Gucci down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa. In my Tommy boxes, Gucci down to the socks. In my Tommy boxes, Gucci down.
I needed some with some bop in it. Let's go. I needed
left foot up, right foot slide.
I needed some with some.
yo. Right. Early. Well, what you doing, Nico? You want to talk to you? Why you not talking, bro? Why you not talking? Anybody got on my ear? Ow. Don't get that bandit speed. Don't get Beastie Boy on Batman. Beastie Boy on Batman. Beastie Boy Batman. Stop it. Dang, killed me. Oh my freaking hell. Banana peel. Banana peel. Banana peel. What's up, banana? But of course, I am Fishy Game. Be mad at me because I like Fishy Game.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome to the finals of the FNCS. It's day number 2. Yesterday set the stage for us coming into today's 6 matches. And after those 6 matches, we will potentially crown brand new FNCS Trios champions. Or could a trio come back, get the back-to-back dub, hold their title? Oh, baby, today's storylines are about to be absolutely insane. It is a pleasure to be with you guys, as always. And what's going on, Party Royale? It's super fun getting to hang out with you guys as well. Make sure to use your favorite emotes and enjoy the show. As always, I can't do this alone. I need the help from some of the very best in the world. It's Reese and it's Levin 2K. Boys, this is it. After 6 matches, we'll know who our champions are. How are you guys feeling? You gotta let me know.
Look, I'm through the roof excitement, you know, as always. But yesterday, the first game started off so hot. I'm thinking we're going to see exactly the same thing today, and it's just going to continue to get better and better up to that final game where we finally get to crown our champions.
Reese, don't even mention heat. Right now in the UK, the sun is shining, the weather's sweet. I'm excited for some Fortnite. You know what I mean? I'm just excited for some Fortnite. It kind of hurts that this is the final day, right? Because you want it to continue. If it could just go on endlessly, I would do that. But it is the final day. We are going to be crowning champions. And, you know, Zeke, like you said, potentially back-to-back champions. Who knows? I'm getting ahead of myself. But look, can't wait for the games.
Oh, man, we're going to get there in just a little bit. The battle bus is getting all warmed up for us. So let's talk about a few things before we take our seats. Now, as you guys know, we're starting the day off in Europe. We've got 6 matches here. If you like what you're watching, then don't forget NA East later on in the day. 6 matches. NA West is our final stop for the last 6, and that will close Chapter 2, Season 6. Now, let's take a look at the overall tournament format bracket. What has led us to this moment in time? Open qualifier rounds, semifinals rounds, a reboot round, and now finals. Yesterday, 6 matches. Today will be the last 6. Reese, this is it. We've got our 33 trios, the very best of the best, and this is that last shot at greatness.
We do indeed. And if you want to know how our top 33 teams made it here, you can see on the left the full way of how they qualified here. So 3, obviously, all full breakdown. 2 days of competition, like we've already mentioned. We saw already 6 games yesterday. There will be 6 games today. We will be recapping yesterday's 6 games a little bit later as well. So look out for that. Remember, these points will be cumulative. So over the 6 games yesterday, those points will carry forward to today, and it'll be the total points who will be crowned our champions. And that's it. Not only are they champions, they managed to get the Axe of Champions as well for placing first. And obviously, beautiful prize money from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, and these next 6 games is a race to be on top at that end so you can get that Axe of Champions. We've seen some crazy things over the past couple of weeks. Even yesterday, right, we've seen crazy games happen. First game of the day, a 54-point game from No Riley, Reason, and Badil, right? They had a victory royale with 12 eliminations, you know, plenty of points up for grabs. And, you know, we're eventually going to show you guys the leaderboards, but, you know, spoiler alert, there are fine margins, very fine margins. So the ability to just collect points in any way possible is going to be huge for the games today.
Man, and we cannot forget what's on the line. Prize money across 7 regions, but deep in EU, the prize money is absolutely insane. $300,000 for the trio that comes out on top. That final trio left standing, but they will also take home the Axe of Champions. If you've never heard me say it before, well, guess what? It's gold, baby. We've digitized it, we put it in Fortnite, and created a pickaxe that only champions can wield. That's right. There's only 3 in game at the moment, and only your trio's champions can take hold of them in every single one of these regions. Now, speaking of these regions, guess what? Yesterday in Middle East, we got to crown the first set of champions, but Asia and OCE, their games are done, which means it's time to crown new champions there in both of these regions. So, congratulations, Alan, Shamoki, and Force, 294 points, 2 victory royales, 53 eliminations, and Reese, an average placement of 11.30.
Really impressive across all the 12 games, across the 2 days we had, because Asia was probably one of the closest regions coming out of the end of that first day total. There was, I think, 11 points, maybe 20 points between first all the way down till 12th, and look who was in the first place. It was Alan, Shamoki, and Force at the end of first day, and they managed to just maintain that all the way through, placing first into the final game, and they are now our champions. So huge congratulations to these guys.
And as we take a look at the top 10 for the day, or for the 2 days at Asia, it's important to note, right, the top 3 in every single region's finals at the end of the 2 days will auto qualify for the next season's finals. So you can take a look there in second place, Signal, Fawzi, Josiah. They will auto qualify and they will be playing together as well as with each other, right? In the next final, same thing can be said for Raggis, Moffin, and Curran. Moffin, right, he won at the TS 2 seasons ago. This season only able to get third, but look, they have another shot to play in next season's finals, and I'm sure he'll be looking to reclaim that axe.
Yeah, hey, I'm not going to complain about a third by any means, but if we move over to OCE, our other region that's already wrapped up as well, Muzz, Looter, and Speedy, the TNA trio, are now 2 times champions. That is back-to-back champions. They won last season in Season 5. They've come back in Season 6, and yes, 2-time champions. So what an accomplishment from these guys. They basically did it in exactly the same format as well. They were roughly 40 points behind at the end of day 1 and managed to have a huge comeback. And when you see the leaderboards, you'll see how far ahead they ended up being. Incredible performance from the TNA trio.
Yeah, big day for them to be back-to-back in such a phenomenal fashion. You can see that 79 eliminations, more than anybody else in the region. You know, they came out hot like the UK weather today. And, you know, no surprise that they were able to walk away with that FNCS championship. Bathan, Zedox, and CEO in second. They finished day 1 in first place, but they weren't able to hold on to that top spot. But it's all right because, you know, second place isn't too shabby, and they will be able to play with each other next season, as once again, that top 3 does auto qualify for the next finals. Jinx, Alec, and Worthy in 7th, they definitely would have wanted to have a better performance, right? These are some of the premier names out of Oceania. But look, once again, you know, top 10 isn't too bad. They're going to be able to hit the drawing board, come back next season even stronger for the next time round.
That's right. And speaking of a top 10, we got to take a look at EU's current standings, right? Which trios ended in top 10 coming into day number 2. Refsguard, Andretta, Mr. Savage. But right behind them, Hen, Janice, Chapix, your trios champion from last season. These 2 trios trading places all day yesterday, boys. And now they're looking to make this an all-out brawl.
Yeah, only 1 point between them and 13 points between first down to 5th. This is an absolute battle right now for the championship. This is set up so good coming into the games you're going to watch today, because this is going to be so incredibly tense. We already know there are so many possibilities for team going all the way through. And I think, you know what, me and Levin, we kind of touched on this yesterday a little bit. I think we doubted Hen, Janice, and Chapix a little bit. You know, we said, oh, these guys are contested right now off their drop spot. I think a lot of people, including us, weren't even put them in their top 5, despite the fact they've been performing as a top team all the way through. But look, these guys are proving why they are potentially the best team in Europe, but maybe not even that, the world.
Yeah, look, you know, these guys silenced all the doubters they had, most definitely. You know, people expect teams that are contested to not finish the first day in second place. And, you know, they're poised to finish in first place as long as they have a good day, right? Just 1 point behind first. It's going to be a race to see who can finish that at the end of the day. But many other of these teams are still in great positions. Like the likes of Flickerless and Thomas, who are heavy favorites. They still have a shot today. It's going to be about being able to get those points on the board. Even if you look at the second page, right? The teams who are 11th to 20th, a lot of talent here who has the ability to potentially make a comeback, right? You take a look at
ugly ass Raven.
You know, Joe Stompy and Shadow, who literally weren't able to do anything else out of that. Can they potentially have a bit more consistency, right? You know,
yeah. Baseball, you know, in a real show, he doesn't even, she doesn't even like
it. Like I said, we saw Vidil Morale in regional currently 16th. Pop off winning the big victory in game 1 yesterday. If they come out with the steam that they had,
I'm kicking him because he unfriended me. I do not give a shit.
They may rise completely up, and it's definitely not something we've seen in any other region over and over again. So we've seen these changes going around in the leaderboard. Some teams down here managing to make themselves all the way up to the top 3, and we could definitely be seeing that here today.
Let's take a look at the highlights, though. Let's take you back to the beginning of yesterday when Risen, Vidil, and O'Reilly won that first game. They had a crazy play. Look, forget that guy in Lazy Lake. These were the real Kaisers to start the day, because, you know, they started with the way you'd typically expect them to sort of finish, right, with a huge win.
Yeah, and you notice they drop straight down into the water, managed to catch themselves so clutch. That's probably one of the moments of the tournament that we'll remember the most. But game number 2 was won by Refsguard, Andrea, and Savage, who managed to win using the medkit heal off. Remember, they're currently our first place leaders, but this game was really where they solidified themselves using the corn as well. Not something we really see very typically.
Yeah, you can see game 3, Joe, Stompy, and Shadow were able to win a game. We talked about it on the leaderboards. Outside of this game, they weren't able to do much, right? So they had their win from high ground, typical of them in terms of their playstyle. But it's going to be about really being able to have more games like this over the course of these 6 games.
Yeah, and you know, this is the turning point in the tournament for us. This was Hen, Janice, and Chapik's game number 4, where they showed that even contested, these guys can pick up big victory royales. And this is where they climbed really high up the leaderboards from their first victory royale, but extremely impressive stuff for them. And this wasn't even their first and only victory royale of the game.
Yeah, you take a look now, sort of, you know, the last moments of the tournament, really, right? The last couple of games where things really do start to get intense. You know, we had, you know, great finish and anything. The likes of Queasy, Trulex, and Juriki winning a game here. You can see Trulex dropping down, hitting key shots to win them the game in the end. A phenomenal performance. But we started, or I should say we finished with the team who won it all last season, right? The FNCS champions picked up that final game. And what a zone to do it, right, Reese?
Exactly the same as Zone 1 almost, and they won 2 games as well. So no surprise, these guys learned from that game 1, and here we go, winning game number 6.
So clean. And that package is absolutely insane, by the way, the hype. I just felt it, once again, just coursing through my veins. Okay, we got to set the stage a little bit coming into day number 2, okay? I'm kind of curious to pick your brain a little bit, Reese. I wanted to see, you know, some of these trios are having a difficult time just landing and getting these contested POIs and making it out alive. So I'm curious to see, like, do you think trios might be changing up their drop spots coming into day number 2?
Yeah, I think if you look at the leaderboard, you have to think, right, if we're dropping, say, for example, the 2 teams currently in Retail Row, we've got Wolfie's team going against Kiko's team, both not performing too well in the leaderboards right now. Both, I think, 20th all the way down till 33rd, I think, somewhere in that range. So they're definitely going to have to think, what we're going to change up in their strategy. And Wolfie's team, during the qualifier and also during the heats, have ended up dropping in Dirty Docks and also Steamy Stacks. So you've got to think, if it's not working out so far in Retail, maybe go Dirty and connect on Spoken, and maybe even up to Steamy and contest which has potentially been alluded to on Twitter so far already by Wolfie. So could see some changes in drop spots today.
Yeah, I think that's always bound to happen on that second day, right? Teams sort of maybe get a bit nervous about how they performed on the first day, so they look to switch things up. That's more possibility.
All right, Levin, talk to me about some sleeper teams, because I feel like you've got one that didn't get much broadcast time yesterday, but they're still performing extremely well.
Oh yeah, Zeke, there were 3 teams in the top 10 that stood out to me for contrasting reasons, right? You know, Kiriachi, Cooley, right, and Toos over at Slurpee. Really interesting team, one of the best teams mechanically in all of Europe, and they were incredibly consistent. They played incredibly well. 2.83 average, lowest of anybody in the top 10. Weird for a team who you maybe expect to be a bit more aggressive outside of Slurpee, right? So Pizza, Ardit for Strokey, a record-breaking team from the qualifying weeks. Complete opposites, right? 5 average eliminations, the second highest of anybody in all of the lobby, right? These guys were incredibly aggressive, getting in a lot of their points via eliminations, and all the way at the top of the map, right? This one is the most peculiar one to me. This one's the one I still can't even wrap my head around. You have Bubak, Waze, and Nebs, who are 10th right now. They had no games in the top 10. That's like weird. How do you get top 10 without any games in the top 10? Crazy stuff. If they can be a bit more consistent, imagine where they could finish, right? Way higher than top 10 you'd expect. So be interesting to see how these guys do out of Stealthy Strong. all I was going to really say about these guys is the big thing is that, you know, they need to be a bit more aggressive in terms of surge positioning, right? We saw in zones like this where they land dirty docks, you know, they weren't really getting too aggressive. They usually take kills like this to look for surge tags. But typically with the better teams, you'd maybe see them get a bit deeper, maybe try and get positions a bit deep in the zone so they have a larger range of teams to get for storm surge tags. Nothing too, you know, out of the norm, nothing too spectacular, but just a small tweak that they could make.
Now, I kind of want to shift topics really quickly because I want to remind everybody of our predictions coming into day number 2 of the finals. Levin, Shayo, you both agree that Anas, Flick, and Thomas HG, and this is why I brought up my point, because you do think they could go all the way.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the boys. I think they will be hungry to finally get that FNCS championship win, and they are still poised to really, you know, put a good performance into the sitting in 8th at the moment. They're still hopeful.
Yep, and you know, I've gone with Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR. You know, these guys have fixed all their mistakes, it seems, and into yesterday, when I spoke to Tayson, he said, as soon as we get Storm Surge, we are fine, and that's exactly what they did on day 1. They did have a little bit lower average eliminations than they normally would, so if today we see them with large pop-offs, this is going to be them climbing up the leaderboards, potentially looking for that championship again.
Yeah, and Sancho looks like a genius because his pick is in first right now with Refsguard, Savage, and Andretta, so if they can just stay there, Sancho's going to take it all today.
Absolutely. Well, we're not wasting any more time. It's time to kick off the competition. We're going over to Sancho West and ShyWager to start our day.
This is the finale of the finals, the last day of a multi-week event. Whether you're in Party Royale, on the couch, or watching along with your friends, welcome to the European FNCS. Sancho, a slew of games to play today, $1.3 million on the line for EU as well. This is going to be insane.
And don't you go anywhere because the action is already kicking off with our #1 place team being contested at Steamy Stacks. We all saw this going down on social media. Will it be Wolfies actually here? No, it's actually Nexus Trio. This is what we're talking about. The adjustments are already happening in day 2 because $1 million+ are on the line and the championship is at stake, and here is our defending champions, Hen, Janice, and Chapix, already trading between Highcrest. It is a deja vu moment, the sequel to the fireworks that we saw in day 1. Shayo, it's already picking up, baby. It is the FNCS EU.
Yeah, and it's absolute deja vu. Highcrest already going down inside the first game. We saw 12 games played yesterday. In all, or 6 games played yesterday. There's 12 games to play. In all 6, these guys fought over and over again. Highcrest either going down first or Hen this time. It will be Highcrest. Knight and Vortex will have to try to pick up the slack here, but with a top-tier trio who's won this POI over and over, just breathing down your neck, it seems absolutely impossible.
Here we go. These are very important moments. Looks like Andretta actually gets knocked, so we'll keep an eye on the feed on that here. That is our #1 team, already a knock against them. Let's go ahead and focus back in here. Chapix, Hen, on the like basically so close getting a repeat championship.
We'll flip back and forth between those POIs. Now the fight's actually breaking down at Steamy Stacks. Savage, Refsguard seem to have wiped Screwy and Nexus off the face of the Fortnite Island, just with a little bit of a consequence of Andretta getting knocked. It feels like Sancho just got a free buff points off spawn. There wasn't really any much contention whatsoever. I think Savage might actually still be looking for the rest of the squad for the moment. They might be slightly split, looking at how things are going so far, but with this loadout, there should be no problems at all for Savage to wrap things up.
This is what they were worried about going into day 2. They thought they will be contested. Usually Steamy Stacks in the EU region is historically heavily contested. Last season, Andretta Refsguard with Scram dealt with 2-3 trios at times contested in there. So there's no stranger to that. They expected it. They bought review it and they were ready. And now Janice, Hen, and Chapix were ready for Highcrest. Once again, Vortex is going to be left alone right now, and they're going to actually go ahead and catch him out in the bush. So far,
the bush
it
ranger
is
play.
The bush tray, when you all got it in the back pocket, that's all you can do. And right now, you're looking at a 6-1 advantage right now going Hen's way. And anytime any team walks out of Craigie, they do really well. And when Hen's team walks out of Craigie, they get double-digit victory royales. That is the potential of the pop-off that they have here. But Shayo, pop-off potential for Thomas HG, Flick, and Anas. Day 2 is usually their day.
Yeah, usually on day 2, this team you're watching on screen really ends up popping off. They're landing at Dirty Docks, and if this is your first time watching the FNCS, the early game is just about controlling where you land. You guys probably have your spots too of where you want to go. It could be big like Dirty, it could be small like this Junk Junction sort of, you know, POI where Red Rush, Exterios are dropping at. They have a huge split where they travel around the map. There's many different things to do. The basic rule for everyone though is just to survive. If you're fighting anyone, you got to win that fight.